Morning. Hi. Um, Raising kids. Yeah, sorry. It's my lad's 26th birthday this morning. I've just spoken to him on the phone. He's just start work and everything. And it made me think about raising kids. So I raised my kids, which was quite sort of like pleased really or anything like that. But I never had to lay a finger on any of them. You know, I never felt the urge, except once with my boy, which I'll tell you about in a minute, which I felt like laying a finger on him, like, you know, but we made a big joke about it at the time, even then. And it's still going on today, and I reminded him this morning. Um, yeah, but when I was a kid, I mean, you were beaten at home, you were beaten at school, you were beaten at Sunday school even once or twice, and you were beaten by the police, and you were beaten by other kids, usually older kids. Yeah, it was quite a sort of like, quite a sort of like a thing. I can tell you one particular time I remember we had lived on a council estate and we were playing football, but on the greens. They had no ball greens on the greens, and they had these beautiful greens, you know, there that you could perfect for playing football when you're kids. Anyway, we were playing football on this green, and these two coppers turn up in their noddy car, Morris 1000, and they get out, and they come over and they sort of pick the ball up, get the ball, and say, "Oh, come here," like, and all this like that, and they start giving us a bollocking for a thing. And I turned around and gave this copper a load of lip back, because he was just being an arsehole. And I was standing right in front of him, and I went, yeah, you fucking wanker, like that, and he went, twat, bang, and caught me right in this eye here, and boof, knocked me right over, whole face, you know, when you get properly smacked in the face with a fist, without a glove or anything like that, and you can feel it swelling up, and everything like that, and I think I called him the C word again, and everything like that, and he told me he was going to get another one, and he stole my ball, or the ball, I can't remember if it was my ball, but he stole the ball, got in the car and drove away, and everybody said, "Oh, fucking hell, he's a bum for going." Anyway, I went home, and I walked in, and my dad, he was very ill at the time, he was dying, he's only 42, and he was dying, and he was sitting in the chair by the fire, and he looked over at me and he said, "What the fuck happened to you?" And I said, "Oh, a copper punched me in the face." And he said, "Come here." And I went there, and he went, bop, into this eye. And said, "You're balanced now." You face it thing, and we did have a laugh. He didn't hit me that hard, like, you know. He just did it. It was a twat, but it was a joke. He said, "Look, for crying out loud," he said, "if you're gonna give a copper lip," he said, "don't stand within punching range. Make sure you're just outside punching range." He said, "Because he's gonna punch you." Yeah. He said, "So if you're outside punch range, you've got a chance to get away or duck." Like, you know, he said, "If you're going to give a copper lip, don't stick your face in there and do it." Yeah, so there was he said, "Use some common sense." Common sense was something that he used to, the elbow grease and common sense, he reckoned you could actually get through life. That's all you need is some elbow grease and common sense. He was a lovely chap. I know, you know, it's different times, and people said, "Oh, you know, violence and everything like that." But anyway, my lad, when he was 15, he lived upstairs in the, because I opened up the house. It was a we live in a 3-bedroom house, still living there actually. And I opened up the loft and made it loft into the biggest room in the house, open space and put a thing like that. And I gave him it as his bedroom when he was about 14 or something like that, like, yeah. And we was the gobbiest teenager you ever heard, like, you know. I was 15 and he was giving me absolute terrible lip and everything like that. So his birthday was coming up, his 16th birthday was coming up. So I remember shouting upstairs, because he was upstairs. I said, "Do you know what you're going to get for your 16th birthday?" I said, "I'm going to come up there about 5 o'clock in the morning on your 16th birthday, and I'm going to kick your fucking head in. I'm going to beat you to a fucking pulp." I said, that's going to be your 16th birthday present, so look, wait for it. And he tells everybody this story nowadays, like, you know. Anyway, he's 26 this morning, so I phoned him up. I said, good morning, and he was in his work, he's in work and everything like that, and I said, I'm going to deliver you. I said, I'm sorry, Alex, I know it's 10 years too late. He's 6 foot plus, built like a brick shithouse, and, you know, strong as an ox, like, you know, really, 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 like, you know, full on alpha male as well. And I said, I know it's 10 years too late, but I'm going to deliver your 16th birthday present. He said, well, you can bring it on now. I said, no, actually, I got a couple of goons with me. They're going to deliver it for me. And we had a good old laugh, but I did say to him, don't get too drunk and don't get thing. But it was quite funny. You do not have to lay a finger on kids. That was something I decided when I was younger. You shouldn't have to lay a finger on your kids. You should be able to discipline them without actually being violent. You know, you don't have to be weak. You don't have to be, I'm going to negotiate with a 5-year-old. You can say, yes, it's going. You've got to draw the boundaries with your kids. You've got to have lines with your kids. You've got to have a laugh with your kids. But they got to know where they stand. If they don't know where they stand, they don't know anything. You're not preparing them for society. And also, you're not preparing them to stand up for themselves. Now, that's one thing I always said to my boy, actually, which was, and my girl, which they actually put into practice in school. Because kids don't, I mean, grown-ups might, you know, we actually, you want it better for your kids than you had it yourself, so there was no beatings at home, none at all. Right, okay, so that's better, because I mean, I wasn't a fan of it, like, you know, to be quite honest, like, you know, I mean, I remember at school, though, we did have a choice quite often. Do you want to do some work, extra work, or detention, or do you want the cane? And I always opted for the cane because it was over and done with. But it was over and done with. And I don't like things dragging on, you know. And the same thing was when you discipline your children, like, you know, when you discipline them, don't sulk with them. You mustn't sulk with your children. You're giving them really bad things. You tell them off, you get it right, you get it straight, then you're back to normal again. Okay, straight away. Okay, you teach them not to be, you know, not to sulk, because sulking is really, really bad. Yeah. Anyway, I got distracted then. Yeah, but we got forgot where I was going. But there you go. But peace and love, and have a family, young people. Do, even if, yeah, I was a little bit older when I started. Yeah, because basically I was not in a relationship that was going to give me children. I tried, but it wasn't. It had to. It's, you know, find the right girl, find the right man, but no violence. No violence. Discipline, firm, but no violence. And do not sulk with your kids. Get it over and done with, and have it, you know, and then you can start laughing again. None of this exclusion or anything like that. That's disgusting. Oh, both my kids got excluded from school, by the way, or what do you call it? We used to call it expelled. It's got expelled from school. I told my lads and my daughters, that's what I was going to say. I told my lads and my daughter, like, you know, if somebody comes up and they start bullying you, you know, twat them, hit them, and it'll stop. And funny enough, my boy said to me, like, the other day, he said that was the best advice I could have had. He said, because nobody bullied me after the first time they tried. Even, you know, he was in middle school, and he said he twatted somebody who was sort of like just bullying him, and he said, I just twatted him. He said, and that was it. From then on, nobody touched me. And my daughter was the same. She's only little. She's not a big one, but she looked after herself, and that's good. But both of them got expelled, which for being, not for that, but for being gobby gits, and the teachers couldn't hold on to them. And that's one thing. Like, one thing about my lad is really, he's very, very intelligent, Anyway, have a good day. Bye.